but it can lift up to 2 tons, so it's perfectly fine for me. Not that I weigh 2 tons. Yeah, perfectly fine for me. I'm just in the process of trying to drop the rudder off, and I've managed to loosen off the bolts on the bottom of the boat. I'll show you those in a minute. I was really concerned that they weren't going to come off. I thought they were going to either snap or the spanner is just going to round on the bolt, but no, they've all loosened off nicely. So now I'm going to use a combination of wood blocks and this little fella that I ordered. It can lift up to 2 tons, so that's perfectly fine for just the rudder. What I'm hoping it will do is it'll just take the weight as I loosen the bolts off, and then I can just drop the rudder bit by bit. Take it from there. I don't know what's going to happen, but anyway, we shall see. Now, this'll either work or it'll go horribly wrong. So there we go, there's the rudder. She's off. There's the top. And I have managed to get the bottom bearing off. I just whacked it with a hammer and it did eventually come off. So It's a bit windy today, so you may struggle to hear me. But this is the rudder. I took this off last year. It's the first time I've been down on the boat for a while. So what I'm going to do is just get all the loose paint off, all the rust, apply some rust treatment to the rust, and then apply a primer. The actual rudder stock, I guess you'd call it, I just need to clean that up, get it nice and bright, stick a bit of oil on it, and then I can look at refitting the rudder. And so it will continue until I've done the whole thing. So all that using my little bottle jack, and I'm quite happy now because the shaft is actually going up into the hull, so she's not going to move anywhere just now. I will point out it is extremely heavy, but I just need to go and find another couple of blocks just now. So, success at last. What I have to do now is get these bolts in, which I'm going to replace these bolts because they're very, very rusty. And just looking at the rudder again, these are the two bolts for the anode. Right, so I tried filming this yesterday, but then I discovered that the camera, I'd left it set in slow-mo because I was fiddling about with it, and I forgot to put it back to normal. So I'm going to have a restab at doing this. So basically this is where the rudder post comes through the boat, and where it comes through, I've got this gasket here, which is made of neoprene. It's 10mm thick, came in a square sheet, and I've just cut it with a knife just to fit. And then this piece just fits on top. It's a bit tight because I've already got some packing material inside here, and when I put the top on and bolted it down, I realised that I could actually fit another piece of packing in. So to show you what I've got here, this is the packing material. It's made of graphite and cotton mix, and it's impregnated with some sort of grease, and all you do is you wrap it round the tube, see where you need to cut it, get your handy knife and just cut it. It's quite easy to cut actually. I did think it would be harder to cut than that. And each piece you put in, you just put the joint 180 degrees away from the previous one. So the previous one, the joint is that way. So this one I shall put this way, and I've just made it a little bit too long, so I just need to cut off a little bit. I think it's I still need to cut off a little bit. Anyway, so that's about the right size now, so I just have to squeeze it in there. So there's 4 of these now, which are wrapped around the rudder post, and when this goes on the top, then it just pushes down, and then I should have a couple of bolts and they will screw down this and push it down and compress it, and then you have there's a little grease input there, so you can pump some grease in. It's a special grease that you have to use. The grease that I've got is this stuff. It's a K99 water resistant grease, but from what I've read, this is the stuff to use where you've got graphite involved. So that will all bolt down, and then this arm goes on the top here, and then that will connect up to this piston, so the whole thing will turn lovely, we hope.
Treat it with some rust treatment. Treat the rust.